Yo, how's it going? How's it going, people? Look who it is. Look who it is. Long time. It's Keelan. Welcome to the stream. It's been a while, my man. Welcome to the stream. Elijah, big one. Big one. Yeah, that's what it's all about. Blue Clouds TV, as always, welcome to the stream. Original CV, welcome to the stream. Big up, people. Big up, everyone. Took a break yesterday. Had a couple of things I had to get done. Took a break. Shout out from Toronto, Canada. Big up. Amar, K, big up to you. I hope you're having a good afternoon, I think. Morning. I'm not sure what the time difference is, but welcome to the stream. Welcome everybody to the stream. I hope you're all doing well. Listen, today I'm gonna do something that might get this video demonetized. I'm not really sure. Josh, big up, welcome. Mohammed, hello, welcome to the stream. Yeah, it's Keelan, man. It's been a while. I've been goof. I've been good. I know what you're saying. Yeah, I've been good. Yeah, listen, lads. Today we're gonna be watching the interview together. The first interview that Romelu Lukaku gave. We're gonna be watching it together, and I think it's how long is it? It's 10 minutes. It's a 10-minute interview that he gave today. I've seen clips. I haven't seen the full interview. I'll be honest. I've seen clips and I saw some quotations about it. But we're going to be watching it together for the first time. I'm going to be giving you a live reaction to the interview. From what I've read, it's positive. There's a lot of interesting things that were said. I'm actually going to give you the link. I'm actually going to give you the link in the stream for this one. Let's open it to everyone. Let's open this to everyone. So before we start, I'm going to give you all the link in the stream. So if anybody wants to jump in and give me their thoughts live on air, you can do. Just going to pin it as a top comment, pin message. All right, so if you want to jump on, lads, it's an open stream today. The link is in there. Click on it and jump on. Hey, listen, Keelan, you were there from the start, my man. You were there from the start, so it's never too late. Congratulations to us. This is our channel, man. So yeah, big up to everyone. Hey, and another old school subscriber, Mike Frank, you were there from the beginning as well. Mike, I think you were the first couple of thousand, so big up to you. Yeah. No, it's good. It's good to have you guys back. It's good to have some of my old subscribers back. Hello, my friends. Here in Brazil, we think that the European don't care about the Club World Cup. No, that's not true. That's not true. We care, and we're gonna try to win it this year. We do care, and big up to Brazil, big up to one of the best countries in world football. So big up to you. Yeah, Keelan. Listen, people, this video might get demonetized. So if it does, it does. If it doesn't, it doesn't. We will watch the interview together. And I've got my headset off because I'm actually listening to the audio from the computer. Now, once I start the interview, if you can't hear it, if there's audio issues, let me know straight away so I can deal with them before we get too far into the interview. Okay, so I'm not getting the audio from here. I'm getting the audio from the computer, and it's playing into this. So hopefully you guys can hear it. You guys can hear it. The interview is very good. I'm sure it was. Let's have a look. I'm gonna put it on the screen for you all to see. Share screen. Alright, here we go. And it's this one. Yo, Tyrone, welcome to the stream. How are you, Tyrone?
Yeah, I'm good. Just saw you. I saw that you're having a stream, so I just joined.
What?
I said I realized you were doing a stream, so I just joined.
Welcome. Hey, listen, this is your channel. You're welcome at any time, Tyrone. You're welcome at any time. All right, I'm gonna play the video. If there's audio issues, let me know in the chat straight away, people. I'm gonna keep on pausing it because I wanna comment and react to it live. And if you guys have anything you wanna say, just let me know straight away. So we will pause it, discuss it, and keep going. All right, guys, here we go.
10 years in the game and you don't know how to do this is a problem.
Romelu, great to see you.
Good to see you too.
Audio good, people? Is the audio good?
Years to the day since we first sat down the last time around. I think the first question I asked them was...
Sounds good to me, but I'm not sure about everybody else.
All right, cool.
How is it?
It feels good. Feels good. Like I said, I feel blessed. Blessed with the opportunity. I'm very grateful.
All right, I'm gonna try to get it louder by making the mic closer to it. Let's have a look, see if it made it any better.
But yeah, I think eventually it was meant to happen. You know, I think as a person you have to dream, and you know, but you have to set yourself targets as well. And yeah, the opportunity came along, I think at the right time, because you know the club wants to keep winning, and you know, he gave me an opportunity, and I think for me, the way how my career has been going the last few years, I think it was the chance of a lifetime. So, you know, now it's time to put those words into practice on the pitch and, you know, keep working and, you know, hopefully winning as well.
Do you feel there's an element of almost unfinished business coming back?
All right, I'm pausing it here. Listen, this is a crucial statement that he's about to make. I read what he says about this. This is a crucial statement, and this shows how important it is for him to be at Chelsea Football Club. So pay attention to what he says here. Trust me, it really does hit close to home. Sorry, lads.
Yeah, I have to be honest, a little bit, but you know, at the end of the day, you know, my journey has been my journey. I think you know, I learned a lot. I think the basics of my career, everything that I needed to learn, I learned here 10 years ago. In the dressing room with a lot of personalities and you know, players that won it all, and I was there to witness it firsthand in the training sessions, the way how they conduct themselves in the gym with the physios and stuff like that. So you know, those basics, I took them for the rest of my career, and I think you see eventually, like, I put up big numbers, won the title with Inter last year. So it's all down to the basics that I've learned. And, you know, the stuff that I learned along the way. And I think, you know, now at 28, you know, I'm a totally different player. I became a man now as well. I'm a father now as well. So life has changed. So, you know, now I just look forward to help the team and be available for the manager, you know, whenever he needs me.
You're already reading my mind on my questions. You're writing them.
Do you hear that, lads? So he has given Chelsea credit, like, for his success so far. What he learned at Chelsea in that short period of time that he was with us set the foundations for his successful career, and that is saying a lot. That you know, that he you know, reflects upon his short stint at Chelsea to be the catalyst to the success that he's had in his career, and that's a big statement. Let's carry on.
For me, I can tell, because I wanted to ask you about that journey, as you rightly said, 10 years ago. Big personalities, big dressing room that you're walking into. I guess it's a different kind of dynamic now when we look at the setup of this current squad.
Yeah. You know, at the time, I think the players, they were all, like, well in their 30s when I was there. You know, I was one of the few young players at the time with Ryan Bertrand and Daniel Sturridge. And Josh for 6 months when he was there, and Nathaniel Chaloba. We were like the young kids, like we were the five of us. But then all the rest, they were like all well into their 30s or, you know, in their peak. And, you know, you could see that was a team that was winning for the years before. And then, you know, for me, it was just all about learning and watching. And, you know, if I would have game time, you know, trying to make the best. But obviously, you know, my journey was what it was. But I would say, like, I would never look in a bad way to that experience because he made me the player that I am today.
you and Didier hit it off, didn't you? I know you always looked up to him, and he literally looked up to you as well. You always had a very good bond.
Yeah. You know, it was always having a eye, like, you know, watching me when I was working and always telling me what I had to improve. And to this day, you know, we spoke, I think, 3 or 4 days ago. And the week before we spoke about this opportunity, and I thought, you know, like, we have a good relationship. We speak almost every week, 2 or 3 times. So it was only right that, you know, I included him in my decision because, you know, he's been like that mentor along with Anelka. They've been that mentor for me in the last few years. And
All right, I'm pausing it here for a second, lads, because he just said a whole bunch of really important things. The first thing he reflected upon was when he was here last time, it was a different type of team. He was one of the kids, one of the youngsters. The team that he was a part of were all mature champions, players that had already achieved, you know, a lot of success in their career, and he was trying to, you know, learn and become part of that system. While now, it's different because the team he's part of now is actually a younger team, you know, of a lot of players that are successful champions but are all in the beginning of their career. Very interesting how he involved Lukaku in his decision making. Drogba. How he involved Drogba in his decision making, and the fact that he kept on in touch with him and got his opinion about this, and you know, took his advice in regards to this. Him and Anelka, 2 top Chelsea players, a Chelsea legend and a top Chelsea player in Anelka. Drogba being obviously the top Chelsea legend. We'll
Yeah,
continue.
that's the ironic part.
Go on, Town.
Yeah, that's the ironic part. You know, you mentioned it. When he was at the club the first time, you know, he said it. The players were in their 30s and everything, and he was one of the younger players. So that's the ironic thing. And he said it. This time it's a younger team that's still building, trying to get more success. But the team was a part of our teams that were winning the Premier League and looking to win the Champions League as well. So that's the ironic part because it's the opposite this time around.
Sure. Eric Blue, welcome to the stream. How are you, my man?
Yo, Buggy. Sorry, Mo. Hey, Tyrone. Yeah.
Eric, we're midway through the take off the mic. I oh, you mean for the yeah, I will. I have to keep it this way, Blue Clouds, up until we finish the stream, because for some reason I can't get it to play the audio unless it's coming through the mic right now. So I know it clashes with the audio of the people, but I'll sort it out. I'll sort it out in a minute. Yeah, no worries. All right, let's continue.
you know, I think when I spoke to him or when I met him 10 years ago, you know, we still have that same bond. It's even become even better throughout the years because, you know, he saw me growing as a man. He met me as a kid, and, you know, he knew that the way how I idolized him as a kid was real. So now to have him really as a friend in my corner, you know, it means the world to me, yeah, for sure.
And then he came back and won the title as well, so no pressure.
No, his ambition is always to win. We ain't gonna lie about that, but, you know, at the end of the day, I see ourselves as hunters. Now we have to go and try as hard as possible to be competitive in whatever game that we play, and that's the main thing that we have to show to the people.
You join a very hungry group, don't you? The Champions League winners, of course, but a very hungry group. How many of the current squad do you know well?
I really got to know very well. You know, Mason Mount, Reece James, you know, all the academy players, because they were here at the time. So, you know, we saw each other a couple of times. Aspi, he came over the summer. Yeah, I spoke to Kai Havertz when we played in the Europa League together, and I told him to go to Chelsea. I don't know if he remembers that conversation. But, yeah.
All right, listen. That's a mad statement. He told Kai Havertz to go to Chelsea. All right, now keep that in mind. We're going to talk about that. Yeah, Eric, no problem, mate. Yeah, so he was Agent Lukaku. We're talking about Agent Rudiger, but nobody talked about Agent Lukaku, man. Let's continue.
Yeah, Kurt Zuma know me really well. I know a lot of the boys. I think more than half of the squad that I know really well. So I don't think I need time to get to know the personalities. Like, I really gel in. I speak multiple languages as well, so it'll be easy for me to fit in with the team.
You're putting us all to shame, Romelu. You spoke about how much your game has evolved. I know we were speaking sort of off camera about the time you spent in Italy, and you had to adapt and change your game, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. I was known for being somebody that, used to run behind all the time. Now it's more like complete. I think the way how football is played in Italy, for me, was the way what Antonio Conte was asking for me on the pitch was more being the focal point of the team. So at the start it was very, very difficult until we had one conversation where he really said to me, if you don't improve on it, I'm not gonna play you. And then obviously I really started working individually on it with one of the defenders over there, and I just mastered it, and then it just took my game to the next level. And I think the thing with me is whatever game plan that the manager has in the game, I just can't do both. If he wants me to be a focal point, I can do that. If he wants me to run behind defenses and stretch to create space for the others, I can do that. So it's fine.
As we're talking managers, let's talk Thomas Tuchel. Yeah. Tell us about what he said to you about your role and how impressed you've been with him as a coach.
I've been very impressed because I told him I'm watching the team. As a fan, you watch the team, and I told him what I liked about him is that every game he has a different game plan, and that's where it really sets him apart. That every game I was trying to figure out what the team was doing to try and score a goal. Obviously, see me going to Italy, I look at the game a bit differently now, because it's a lot of patterns of play and tactically and stuff like that. But when I saw his team playing, I saw that every game that he had, his team had a different game plan. So I was I like that, because you really think about how breaking teams down. And also the system. I know the system, with the Belgian national team, we play the same system. And then, when we spoke, he asked me just to be a leader, be available, and he knows that I'm flexible. I can play in the two, I can play, by myself, and he knows that, I can relieve the pressure of other players and, trying to help them. And, I think, at this stage of my career, I think, the leadership I've shown throughout the last few years, I think, I can help the team. But then at the end of the day, I just want to be there and be available for him, help the teammates win the games, and that's it.
We're certainly glad to have you back, because you always seem to enjoy playing against Chelsea. That must have been a strange dynamic for you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was different all the time, and especially in the first year when I left the club, it was weird, very, very weird. I think the first game when I played when I was at Everton and we played Chelsea, when I left on a permanent, that was really one of the weirdest games for me, because I knew all the boys. It feels good to be back in those colours, for real. It
certainly does. You come back to a very competitive Premier League, it seems. How exciting a time is it for the game over here at the moment?
I think the league is as competitive as ever now, because now you really have 5 or 16 that can really go into the top 4 for sure. But to win the league, you have 6 teams that can really try to go and win it. So every game is going to be a battle, but I think the team is up for it. I think the manager is going to prepare us for it, and I can't wait to start working with the players and just try to add something different to the team.
I don't know how much of the game at the weekend you saw, but you actually had a standing ovation before the game without even being in the ground.
Play at Stamford Bridge and hopefully win trophies with the club. Something that I wanted since I was 10 years old, I think.
This is really important. And I know you guys are into the interview and you didn't want me to pause it there, but the fact that he mentioned that this has been his ambition since he was 10 years old, that says a ton. We were talking about unfinished business that this guy has at Chelsea. The fact that he wants to be successful, and this is his lifelong dream to be successful at Chelsea. Since he was 10 years old, that's all he's been thinking about. And the fact that he's come back for this, that's a massive statement. We'll talk about that in a minute, but that's a big statement, lads.
People know what Chelsea means to me. And now to be back here, I think is the right time because, you know, I'm hungry myself. It's not because I want something abroad that, you know, I came in and I want to relax. I just want to keep building on what I've done.
Finally then, they're going to be so excited to see you, the fans, watching this as well. What would be your message to them watching this right now?
I'm going to give my maximum. You know, hopefully keep winning trophies and, you know, do my work on the pitch. Not talk too much, but, you know, you'll see what I can.
We wish you luck.
Thank you very much.
Wow, fantastic interview. Fantastic interview. Lads, I'm going to take a short break and we'll be back in literally 1 minute and 40 seconds. So we're going to take a short break. We'll be right back. Just give me a minute and a half. Give me a minute and a half. Welcome back, guys. Listen, before we start talking about what we just saw, I just want to say something to all of you guys in the chat. I really appreciate the support. I really do appreciate the support. There's 45 of you in the chat, and I've got 52 likes, and we've been streaming for just 25 minutes. That's a big, big thing for me, and I want to say thank you to all of you guys in the chat who have hit that like button because it means a ton to me. Over the past couple of weeks, the feedback that I've got from you guys and the comments and the discussion that I've seen in the chat, it is so nice to see. And it really does help me to continue doing this work. So thank you to each and every one of you in the chat for all the great comments and all the great feedback I'm seeing. So big up to all of you and thank you. Thank you all so much. Eric Blue, Tyrone. Oh man, what do you guys think of that interview? I'll start with Eric Blue. If you're back, Eric, I think you're back. Eric, can you hear me? Tyrone, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right, Tyrone. Was that the first time you saw the interview, or was it everyone for you?
I saw part of it. I didn't get to because I lost electricity, so I didn't get to watch it fully. So yeah.
Okay, all right. Now that you've seen it, how do you feel about Lukaku now? I mean, because me personally, you know, I've always been a fan and I've always been an advocate of Lukaku coming back to Chelsea. But now that I've seen this interview, you know, I'm just thinking to myself, you know, we really have something special here. Mm-hmm. How do you see it?
Yeah, I agree with you. Throughout the entire interview, I just had a smile on my face because everything he was saying was, you know, it's something good. You can hear and even mention it as well. The fact that it was his dream to play for the club, and even though he left in the circumstance that he left, he didn't have that, you know, that feeling that people probably thought he would have and said, why is he going back to the team that rejected him? Yeah. But he didn't look at it in that way. He looked at it in a positive way where if he didn't leave the club and the few things that he did learn, it did benefit him going forward. So him coming back he's coming back as a finished player so he can fulfill that dream he had. So it's good. It's good. And you know, I was always optimistic when it came on to Lukaku coming back, but hearing him say that just brought it to another level for me.
Yeah. Eric Blue, are you back? Eric?
Yeah, I was back, but then I left again. But I'm back again. Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna put a question to you in a minute, Eric. I just want to say something about what Tyrone just said. The thing is, it's really interesting the fact that he mentioned Drogba and Anelka. He's had a good, successful career in football, where he's met and when he's played with a lot of good players over his career. However, the two that are closest to him, the two that he listens to and asks for advice, happen to be Chelsea legends. I mean, Anelka is debatable, but Drogba is definitely a Chelsea legend, okay? And the fact that he listens to their advice, that he wants to get, his motivation, his inspiration from Drogba. The fact that he speaks to him 2-3 times a week, that says a lot. That says a lot about his connection to this club. And also, I didn't know this, but the fact that he spoke to Kai Havertz and asked him, and told him, not asked him, he told him, mate, you got to be joining Chelsea. He told him when he met him in the cup, you got to be joining Chelsea. Now that says something. Eric Blue, mate, give me your thoughts.
Yeah, I watched the full interview a few hours ago. I was just excited. Nothing surprising. I didn't hear anything that I'm surprised about. Anelka, it was interesting you mentioned Anelka. If he can play the way Anelka played, that would be interesting. I think he has a lot to show. I think he might surprise some Chelsea fans. That's my feelings. I'm not trying to get ahead of myself, but I'm expecting him to do well. I'm expecting him to do some good things.
Eric, you said something quite interesting there, because everyone's comparing him to Drogba, but Anelka and Drogba combined is what Lukaku could offer us. Because Drogba was a powerhouse. Drogba was, a clinical finisher. But Anelka had the pace, had the dribble, had the aggression to a certain degree. You add them both together and you get Lukaku. And the fact that he's still in touch with both of these guys, that he wants to emulate both of these guys, that's special. That's special. I really am excited. And the thing is this: a lot of us fans were thinking, big up Chelsea fan, big up to everyone. Steve, Eric, and is that Anis? Kawasi, big up to everyone. Timmy, Elijah. Listen, the fact that we knew that Lukaku had this ambition, this need, this desire, this drive to be successful at Chelsea. We all knew it. We all thought that he probably has it. But hearing him say it, and the way that he phrased it, talking about him wanting to be a success at Chelsea since the age of 10, and talking about the team, he feels at home already. I mean, I heard him say that he's only met Ziyech so far. Coming into to do the interview, he bumped into Ziyech and he met him, but he hasn't met the rest of the lads. But he knows the rest of the lads. He was talking about Mason Mount and Callum and all, and Zuma and those. He knew them when he was at Chelsea, when they were little kids in the academy. He met them. He knows them, and he knows these guys. He's not a stranger to Chelsea. A lot of the staff know him. And I get the impression that he's kept in touch with a lot of these people. I get that impression. He didn't specifically say it, but you get that impression. And I think the bond that he has with this club, we can nurture and we can really see success. Because if you looked at his expression and his body language while he was looking at the pictures on the wall of us becoming European champions, you saw that he wants to be in them pictures. He wants to repeat that. He wants to repeat that, and he wants to be in those pictures. And you know what? We can, because we did without him. So we have a better chance with him. What's your thoughts on that, Tyrone? Tyrone, can you hear me?
I think he might be busy.
Yeah.
So
I have a Lukaku emoji that you have access to. So if you want to smash it, man. Go on, Eric.
Yeah. Obviously, he mentioned the whole relieving the other players, taking away the pressure from other players. And obviously, that's something we talked about before. So I'm not surprised that he mentions it. And I'm expecting him to help the team with his leadership. We have a lot of leaders at the back, but we don't have a lot of leaders going forward. So I think he would be the leader in an offensive sense, to nurture the attacking players. And even when he's not playing, he'll be encouraging the team, in the dressing room, things like that. I think he's a very good fit. It really is. It seems like he's been played down when he mentioned how Tuchel expects him to help us and things like that. But we expect him to do a lot. We expect him to do a lot for us. So it's not just like a scenario with Silva where Silva just plays every now and then, and then he's mostly helping the team behind the scenes. No, Lukaku is going to be involved a lot, on the pitch. So yeah, he's obviously just playing it down and everything, but I'm expecting some big things, and we have to hope that he does it, because I don't like to focus on the money, but that's a huge factor. So we have to hope he does it, man.
Eric, I'll be honest with you, mate. The money is nothing. It's negligible, because when you compare what we've sold, when you compare what we're going to bring in, the money for today's market, negligible. But I have an issue. I'm about to hand over and say hello to Boogeyman, and I'm worried, and I'm scared to hear what he's gonna say. Boogeyman, welcome to the stream. How are you?
Yeah, thank you for having me. Thank you for having me more. Eric Blue, how are you guys doing? Byron.
We're doing
Yeah,
good.
look, what are we gonna? What did you say?
I said, how are you guys doing?
All right, yeah, I'm doing good. What about you?
Tyrone, I'm good.
Okay.
Tyrone, you doing okay?
Taiwan is not here. His icon is there. He's keeping his seat warm, but he ain't saying much. So we'll wait for him to come back. Boogeyman, tell me. I'm sure you've seen the interview, right?
Lukaku, yeah, I've seen it.
Yeah.
I've seen it.
So tell me your reaction to what he said, man.
Listen, he I don't know how to feel about Lukaku himself. He said a few things that I like. The fact that he is willing to adapt to whatever system Tuchel put out. And he seemed like Tuchel has a plan when it comes to his style of play. So, like his style of playing, and he can play wide, and he can also make space for other striker to run behind, and he can also play lone striker in front. And the fact that Tuchel tend to change system depending of the opposition, because we already say that for some reason. Most of the time, we Chelsea fans don't really know, other than the three defender at the back and the four midfielder, or the wing back and the midfielder. We don't know exactly how the three up front, what are their position at the end of the day. So Lukaku seemed to be aware of all those, and at least decided to come in and help the team. So at the end of the day, as it seems like there is a plan, so I'm happy to hear that. And when it comes to Lukaku himself, I'm still don't know. Like I said, I don't know how to feel about him, but I'm feeling pretty good at this one. I'm feeling really good. For some reason, he convinced me one way or the other that he's going to bring a lot to this club, and he also come out to me a little humble. And that's the thing I like the most about it. He wasn't too much arrogant about anything. He just been I've learned a lot. I'm from the academy, and I've been away, I think, for 10 years now, or the last time I have the same interview was 10 years prior to today or something. And then I'm just here to help. So I like it. To be honest, I like everything I've seen today.
Good vibes.
Good. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. Really, really good vibes, and that I got from him today. So, and the fact that Tuchel input is pretty much the decision make me feel even better. It's not just the how do you call it? Marina putting a player on Tuchel. Like we all want, not we, but I think the majority of Chelsea fans, they will always say Haaland was the first choice. Sorry for using that name again. We all say Haaland is the first choice, but it just looked like Tuchel actually asked for him. So who am I to even say no, it's not the right choice? I think we are on something. If Tuchel asked for it and listen to him today, I'm feeling better. I'm feeling better.
Yeah.
I like him to play Arsenal game.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. I think this interview and what he said won over a lot of people that were a little bit unsure because he came across like a lot of the fans wanted him to come across. He came across as not only a Chelsea player that he is today, but as a Chelsea fan that he was previously also. And the fact that he kept, his connections with the club, with Drogba, with Anelka, talking to Havertz and telling him to join Chelsea, do it. I'm not sure if he told him, listen, go this season, I'll come after you the next season. Maybe he said that to him, I don't know. But, having that connection, because, he doesn't have to tell Havertz go to Chelsea. He doesn't have to. But because he feels that bond and he knows the Chelsea fans were all about announce Havertz. We were all, on that. And I think he wanted to see Havertz at Chelsea because he also knows Havertz is a talented player and him going to Chelsea will bring success to Chelsea. And as a Chelsea fan, which he is, he wanted to see that happen.
And the other thing is, he won me over the fact that I used to think, why do Chelsea has to convince me? Because we say there's the first bid, the second bid, and even the third bid he rejected. But the way he's talking today seems like he knows if Chelsea come in, he'll be running, and he just want to get a chance to come back here and do something with Chelsea. So, I mean, that's what he said, and the report say otherwise. I decided to believe him because he is the man in question. So if he said no, but Chelsea come in, I'll run to Chelsea. Then guess what? I'm happy to hear that.
I think that statement was true in the fact that the club was saying no. Inter Milan were refusing because they were trying to get a better deal, a better price. But I think Lukaku, once he saw Chelsea were interested and were serious about him, he said, "Look, if they give a sensible bid, then let's go ahead and just make this happen." I want to welcome to the stream Bobby, and I want to welcome to the stream Jem. How you guys doing?
Not bad. What's happening? All right.
Yeah, we're good. Bobby, how you doing, my man? You're on mute, Bobby.
Yeah, good, Mo. Good. Sorry, I was responding. I forgot I was on mute. The usual catch. Yeah, good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Hi, Bobby.
I'm sure you both saw the interview.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, Bobby.
Yes.
Bobby, you saw it, Bobby?
Yes.
All right. Since you came in first, Bobby, I'm going to give you an opportunity to give me your thoughts and opinions, and then we'll go to Jem and get his thoughts on the interview. So, how did you feel about this interview and what he said in that interview, Bobby?
Yeah, I mean, what he said wasn't surprising. I guess it's better he speaks like that than he doesn't speak at all, or he gives a cagey interview, which after signing for a new club would be pointless. So there's nothing there that really surprises me. Yeah, it was encouraging. He showed an understanding of the club, which we know he has. He showed an ambition for the club. And what was of interest to me was his already familiar, or he's already friendly with quite a considerable number of the squad. So it won't take him time to settle in. Ultimately, with Lukaku, he's going to be judged by his performances. I wish him well, I really do. He's now a Blue, so I'm 100% behind him. I pray he does do well for us. He deserves it. You know, you can tell after 10 years. What I find really encouraging in him is that he never lost that love, that desire to play for Chelsea. And if he has that in him, he does have a thing to prove. And hopefully he'll go out there and prove it.
Yeah. Did you get the sense that he's been waiting for this for quite some time? Did you sense that? Yeah.
Yes, I think he was always waiting for the opportunity. He couldn't hide how difficult it was for him to come up against Chelsea, even though he scored sometimes. He didn't feel great about it, but he did it because it was his job. So, fair play to the guy.
Yep. I see Boogeyman smiling. I'll come back to Boogeyman in a minute, but I think he's got a lot of comments about what you said. We'll come back to that. Jem, how did that interview make you feel, man?
Nothing really shocked me with him, to be honest. The love for Chelsea's still there. You can see it in the way he was. The one thing I'd say with him, and he mentioned it himself, is that he's now matured. He's now come back a man. Something that he wasn't 10 years ago. As I don't think anyone is when at that age today, let's be honest. But he looks a lot more composed, ready. It was interesting what he said about Antonio Conte when he was there, about how he had to adapt. Otherwise, he would, basically he told him, if you don't adapt to how I want you to play, then you won't be playing. And by doing that, it actually progressed him as a player and made him learn more about himself in terms of how he can play the game and having different options to his games. And I think part of the reason that he's happy to come back to Chelsea is because of Tuchel. And he did mention about how how important he was in terms of when he was watching Chelsea, obviously because he still supports us. He was always trying to understand how Tuchel was setting up or how we were trying to score goals, and every time he watched us, it was completely different. And he likes that sort of idea of not knowing, if that makes sense. But the one thing that he was very clear on is being able to adapt. He said, if he wants me to play with my back to the net and link play, then I'm be a target man. I can do that. If he wants me to be one up front on my own, two up, if he wants me to do what I did in Milan and play as a two up front, then I can do that. So he just sounded really open to the whole situation. And I love the comment about the Havertz when he went up to him and he said to him go to Chelsea, go to Chelsea, and just shows that he's still got that love for us and he still has that respect for us as well. And I'm looking forward to seeing him. He looks hungry. He looks like he's ready to really just prove a point. He said it. He actually said it in the interview. He said, I kind of do have a point to prove coming back here. Especially to the English fans and the Premier League. So, I think he's ready mentally and physically. I think he's really prepared to have a go at it, and hopefully he'll score the goals that we need him to.
Yeah, no, I concur. I think the way that he spoke, it wasn't hard for him to say what he had to say because it was coming from within. He wasn't trying to, I got to say the right thing. I got to think about what I'm saying. He was natural and he answered the questions honestly, and you can see that. It wasn't predetermined responses, and I really felt strong about the bond that he has with Drogba and Anelka, and the fact that he spoke to Drogba before making the decision, and that he's kept that relationship with Drogba and Anelka specifically. The man's had a lot of partners up front. He's had a lot of teammates. He's had a lot of great footballers that he's come across, and the fact that he takes his advice from Drogba and he calls him every 2-3 times a week. It shows that the Chelsea connection is still important for the man, and it's something deep within rather than just I'm a Chelsea fan and I just say I'm a Chelsea fan. Sam, welcome to the stream. How you doing, my man?
Yeah, I'm doing great, man. How you guys doing?
We're doing good. Welcome back to the Blue Lounge. Sam, give me your thoughts about the interview, man.
Yeah, so the Lukaku's interview was was very insightful on like the whole process of him coming to Chelsea. Because we did hear rumors about Drogba talking to him, but I think the interview actually confirmed that, and you could see that he has a point to prove. And I think what really made the moves attractive for him was the squad. That he saw the squad needed something that he can actually provide and be very focal to. Because if you look at this squad up front, everyone is really young. We don't really, apart from Giroud, and Giroud wasn't playing, but the regulars are pretty young, and they do need that mentality. They need someone who is going to actually stick up when everything is not working out the way it should be. So I think he knows his role in the team, which is really important. That doesn't qualify to him scoring loads of goals, but actually, I just want the team to be strong with him. Like, I want Chelsea to be able to beat any team with Lukaku. I know we want the goals, but I just want a strong team because from last year we saw having a strong team wins you trophies. We all know, yeah, you want a striker who's going to score you 20 goals a season, but if we can get a partnership, which is really important because if you look at Drogba had Lampard. If you look at Diego Costa had Fabregas. So I do think that this team, we need a partnership. We need one or two players who know each other telepathically, meaning they don't need to actually, they just know where the other person will be. So hopefully we can get that with Lukaku and someone else. If it's Mount or Havertz or Werner, I don't know, but hopefully we
Or
get that
Ziyech.
because, or Ziyech, exactly, or Ziyech. So if we can get a partnership, I think the team is settled and everyone will just do their roles, especially with
Yeah.
Tuchel on board. So it was a great interview and hopefully it's a successful spell at Chelsea because we need a player like him.
Yeah, no, I'm glad I heard from every one of you, and I'm gonna open the debate to all of you, and I'm gonna just say a statement, and I wanna get your reaction on the statement. Two things came to me or came across to me from that interview. The first one is this lad is gonna be giving us the determination and the motivation up front that we've been lacking since Diego Costa, and that we've been lacking before that since Drogba. I mean, we've had a lot of strikers come and go, but a player that plays with heart, we've not seen that for a while. I mean, we have some good strikers, goodish strikers, but players that play with heart, like we saw with Costa, and like we saw with Drogba, we've been missing that. He's gonna bring that. I think he's gonna bring that. The second thing that I saw that I really, really liked from that interview is he didn't come across as being arrogant. A lot of players who are in the top of their game, they come across as I'm the best. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna be doing that. I'm gonna be successful. I'm gonna score goals. He didn't come across as arrogant. He came across as I'm here to play my part for the team, and to get involved in the manner or in the way that Tuchel sees best fit. The manager sees best fit. And I like that attitude. I want to know if you guys got those vibes as well, or am I just maybe seeing things that are not there? I mean, it's open to all of you.
Can you hear me?
Yes, go ahead, Tywon.
Yeah, yeah. I 100% agree with you. I was planning to make a video because I'm having internet issues, so I might not get to say everything I want to say. But yeah, I agree with you. And the thing that you mentioned about him not coming off as an arrogant player, the way he was speaking, the tone, it sounded like he was like someone who was vulnerable, someone that he's talking to somebody he hasn't been seen for a very long time. The way he felt was like he's talking to somebody he hasn't spoken to in a very long time, and he's finally getting to reveal a lot of things that he wanted to see a very long time ago. And he didn't come off, and that's the personality he has. He's not an arrogant person. He can be an aggressive person on the field, but off the pitch he's a humble person. He doesn't get too overhyped about his success because he's won obviously the Serie A with Inter Milan, and he mentioned it, but not in a way like I've done this. I'm hoping to continue on to win as many trophies as I can. He did say, but not in an arrogant way. So yeah, I agree with you. That's the view I was getting as well.
I did agree with you. Like I said before, I felt that she's humble, and she spent time thinking about this move before accepting the deal. Because I don't think we're going to see Lukaku of Manchester United, because like I was watching ESPN today, and Stephen Nicol was saying something like about the fact that he doesn't think Lukaku fit Manchester City or Manchester United or any other top 4 team. But Chelsea has a history of playing with the strong lone strikers, leader up front. So he thinks Chelsea might be a perfect match for Lukaku if Lukaku managed to get some sort of the same focus he got to enter the last 2 seasons. If he managed to bring that back to Chelsea, Lukaku can score 30 goals and plus this season. And he even bet that Lukaku will score more goals than Harry Kane. So at the end of the day, when you listen to all those analysis, you feel like, yeah, maybe Lukaku may be that guy for us. And I'm pretty sure Lukaku himself knows that. But then on top of that, he's humble about it. I can only say I like what I saw today. That's all I can say.
Yeah. You know what I found pretty interesting, actually, just quickly.
Go on, Jim.
Someone sent me a tweet earlier about the interest that Man City had in Lukaku, and they actually tried to get him, and he actually just turned around and said straight up, no. They actually value him more. This is what someone's saying. I know apparently they value him more than a Messi and a Haaland and any of them players. They actually look at Lukaku as being the perfect model, the perfect player in this precise moment to come in.
I hear that also. That's true. I hear that.
And havoc. I don't know how true it is, but because people talk. But in terms of where he is at the moment, his style of play, his maturity, everything about him. They said that they wanted him more than Messi, Haaland, all of them, because of basically where he was in his career, and they thought that if they got him, that he would be a player that he would have unlocked everything for them in terms of dominating football for the next 4 to 5 years. But he turned him away. He actually turned him away. I'd love to hear him actually come out and or someone ask him that question if that was true. But apparently he turned them away. And the one thing I do think is true is that he has that emotional connection with Chelsea. He will only ever, I know he was at Man United, but if he used to come back to Premier League, I'd only ever see him going to one team. He would never go to an Arsenal. He'd never go to a Tottenham. He'd never go to a Liverpool. I don't think Lukaku would have done that. I think it would have just stayed in Milan. But the fact it was us, I think makes a lot of sense in terms of the Man City story that I heard today as well that someone sent me. So interesting.
Yeah. It makes sense. It makes sense. And I want to add something else to that. The Lukaku that left Manchester United is a Lukaku that would not be successful in the Premier League today. But the Lukaku that's come back from Inter Milan is a Lukaku that will be successful. And I'm just talking in regards to the attributes that he has and also the physique that he has. The man's physique, the change, up until a couple of days ago, I started to compare, his physique now to his physique when he left Manchester United. Totally different player. This guy is going to be strong. He's going to be agile. He's going to be fast, and with the skills that he has, I really can't wait to see him in the Premier League. I truly can't wait to see him in the Premier League because I think this guy could really start breaking some records. And I know I'm biased. I'm a Chelsea fan. I'm biased, but I have a strong inkling that this guy is going to do something big this season. And I want to address a point that he made also, and I want to see what Bobby and the rest have to say about this. But the fact that he has been watching Chelsea so detailedly that he knows the different systems that Tuchel has been employing, the different methodology in attack, in defense, in midfield. Because one of the things that he was impressed about coming to Chelsea is the way that Tuchel has set up his team and has been playing his team. Okay, so he's not only been watching, but he's been watching with attention. Okay, so coming into Chelsea, Lukaku already knows what to expect in regards to Tuchel's system, Tuchel's methodology, and he will be able to adapt quickly because he knows this place. He knows these guys. So from that aspect, I'm really keen to see how quick this guy gets up and running and starts scoring them goals, man. And what I want to know from you guys is, what do you think is the best system for him? Is it a two-man attack or a lone striker? And I want to get the impression of all of you guys in respect to that. We'll start with Bobby. Bobby, you there? Bobby? All right, we'll start with Sam. What do you think is the best way forward for Lukaku? A two-man attack or a single striker spearhead?
Yeah, so I do think that like choosing, I think the joy about Lukaku is actually being, and under Tuchel we've seen it, is being able to change formations, and we can basically do that in game. If I would choose one, I would say the two-man, because what he did at Inter, you just have to take what he did at Inter, and that was with a two-man with Lautaro Martinez. So either it's Ziyech or Mason Mount or
Werner
or Havertz,
Havertz.
just having someone to actually bounce the ball off, or even having someone to lay the ball for, and actually letting that person take a shot, and even him like running in behind too. So I do think that is the best system. One thing I would just add is that I personally don't care if if Lukaku scores more goals than Harry Kane. I want us to win the league. Like that is what is important for me.
Yeah.
Harry Kane has been winning golden boots and hasn't sniffed a trophy. So I think it's about the team and how the team plays. Like we had our highest goal scorer last season was 6 goals and won the Champions League. So for me, it's about the trophies, and all that other personal achievements are secondary. So that's why I personally, even if he scores 15 goals, but we win the league with him being an integral part of that team, I'm personally happy with that. So the thing is that you can see he knows he has a job in his hand, and the Premier League is his league. Like he came here as a young child, learned everything from this league, went to Inter Milan, and I actually feel if Chelsea didn't have a transfer ban, I think we would have bought him from United. I think the transfer ban and him leaving is what didn't make that
I
move.
disagree. I disagree, Sam. I disagree. I think had we bought him from United, Lukaku would not be the Lukaku that we have today.
No, I'm not saying that he would be the Lukaku he is today. I'm saying we would have bought him and maybe not given the Tammy Abraham the chance, because at that time Chelsea, okay, we still had Giroud, but we had Giroud, Batshuayi. I think they might have. It's just personal. I'm just guessing here because we also had a transfer ban, but everything worked out to this point, which is great, and hopefully the team. For me, it's all about the team. Like I just hope he actually makes this team unbeatable, that we can go on runs and win all these games against these little teams, against the Southampton, against the West Brom. That's what's important for me, that he actually makes this team just having that, when Liverpool were in their heydays, being one of the best team that you could, Chelsea won the Champions League and we're a great team, but I think this is the year where we actually prove to people that we are the best team in Europe. And I hope he can actually add that to his game to actually take the whole team to a next level.
You see, Sam, this is a comment here by Gabriel. He's saying, amazing point from Sam. Score goals and no trophies is pointless. Lukaku will be game changer. Focal point. Yeah, I agree. You see, Lukaku, the impression that I get is he's going to score goals. He's going to play to score goals, but he's also going to be playing for the team. Because success for Lukaku is not about getting X amount of goals, X amount of assists. Success for Lukaku is to get trophies. Okay, and like I said with Harry Kane is, he's been playing out of his skin. He's been playing amazingly, but the team that he's playing for, it does not win trophies. While Chelsea is in our DNA. Genetically, proven to win trophies. That's what Chelsea's all about. So Lukaku coming here will be able to do that, and will be able to strengthen our position in regards to that. I want to get Eric.
Yes,
Go on,
sir.
Boogeyman.
I tend to disagree. I disagree with what Sam say, and they think. I think we have a lot of good player in each position, and we know the problem we have. If Chelsea has a striker that scores more than 20 goals a season, we pretty much guarantee to be top 4 and maybe winning the league all the time. That we all know that. That's the Jorginho was our top scorer with 7 goals and 7 penalties the last season. So Lukaku need to focus on scoring those goals, because Lukaku coming in the midfield trying to control the ball or trying to defend anything, we don't need that Lukaku. He's not good at it. He needs to be the focal point. He needs to run to those defenders. So Pulisic can dribble. Pulisic cannot run and hurt the defender physically. Lukaku's job is to scare those defenders and allow Pulisic, Mount, and Havertz to just do their magic behind them. That's all we need Lukaku for. Any talk saying, I don't mind if Lukaku score 20 goals, score more goals, the Hurricane is all about winning title. We're not going to win the Premier League with Lukaku not scoring a lot of goals. We already know that. Manchester City are going to score goals. Liverpool, the front three are going to score a lot of goals. We saw we saw Tottenham today. They're playing defensive, and City cannot break them. We need Lukaku to run into defender like Eric Dyer and scare them off. And so Kai Havertz and Mount and all those kids with talented talent we have can dribble through those spaces and score. So the job of Lukaku is to score goals, because if Lukaku is not scoring goal, that's when we start having problems. That's why I'll go screaming at Lukaku, or I won't support him at all. His job is clear and pretty defined. It's clear. He has to score as many as goals that he can. And we know for sure when Lukaku score those goals, we'll win the title, for sure.
So Boogeyman, are you suggesting that have him as the target man and have 2 number 10s with him rather than having him with the second striker? Is that what you're suggesting?
Yeah, in fact, it doesn't actually matter. Tuchel need to make it clear to Lukaku he has to spend more time around the opposite box. Whether he is on the left of the box, on the right of the box, on the center, it doesn't matter, because Kai Havertz will be running around him, Mount will be running around him, and Pulisic will be running around him. But Lukaku has to be around that box, because we need somebody to scare physically those defenders. What did we say last time about Pulisic? He's a talented kid, but physically he's not there yet. So he can dribble, but he keeps bouncing off defender. We need Lukaku to hurt those defenders a little bit, scare them a little, so Pulisic can find some space and run through it. That's all it is. Pulisic can score goal, Mount can score goal, but the EPL defenders are too strong for them. That's all it is. So Lukaku is bought for some specific reason. Take those defenders on, not trying to dribble in the middle of playing Ronaldo or Maradona somewhere else. Your job is to stay around the opposite box. Stay there, scare them off, and allow our player to run behind or score more goals. At the end of the day, Lukaku has to score goals, or we're not winning the EPL. That's my view anyway.
I agree. Lukaku has to bang them in for us to have any chance of winning the Premier League.
Thank
you. The thing is this. I also believe those players that you mentioned will create enough chances for him to be able to do that, because we've seen the amount of chances we've created and the amount of shots that we've had on target last season. I think we're the top, or at least in the top 2 in regards to that. But our goals scored is ridiculously low. I want to bring in Eric Blue. Eric Blue, what's your thoughts on Romelu Lukaku up front? A 2-man attack, a target man, a single man target man. How would you employ Lukaku moving forward this season?
I would play him as a single striker by himself. I think that is what I'm expecting to see as well. You could do it in many different ways. But that's what I'm assuming will happen. He can bring other people into play, hold up the ball, lay it off to other players. He can running behind. I think he has the speed for that. He has the movement to be able to do that. I'm assuming against the teams that want to park the bus, the teams that defend deep, it will be interesting to see how he helps us break them down, because he may, occupy 2 or 3 defenders and create space that way for other people, or he might link up with the other players. Maybe they'll cross the ball into the box and he'll get some headers in, So there are many ways it could go. But I'm just really looking forward to what Tuchel wants to do specifically. Obviously, like Lukaku said, Tuchel has a different game plan for every game. So against Arsenal, if he plays, I hope he starts. We'll see what Tuchel plans to use him to do. I expect us to let's not. This isn't the preview, but obviously I expect a win, and we may score a few goals depending on if Lukaku starts, we may score a few goals. But let's just see what happens.
I have something planned for the Arsenal match. We're gonna have a regular preview, and I'm gonna try to have a different style of preview, where I have a particular Arsenal fan that I'm trying to get on. If he comes on, we're gonna have a debate with an Arsenal fan live on stream. So it's gonna be interesting. So we'll talk about that closer to the date. Listen, people, we've got over 100 people in the chat and only 81 likes. So we're 19 likes away from 100. So I'd love it if you guys can push those likes to 100. So if you haven't hit the like button already, please do so. And if you're new to the Blue Lounge, think about subscribing. It would mean a ton to me. Bobby, are you back yet, man? Bobby? Nah, Bobby's not back yet. All right. Does anybody want to add anything to the striker situation in regards to how we're moving?
I do.
Jem, and then Boogeyman. Go on, Jem.
I think we're looking into this too much. I think when you think about how we play, how we set up, I don't really think it matters from a Lukaku's perspective if it's a 1 or a 2. I agree with Boogeyman to a point that we always have players running off him. And there's a lot of people that would say, well, because Inter Milan played with a 2, it would make more sense to play to his strengths, which is play someone off, someone next to him. But what Inter Milan don't have is a Kai Havertz, a Mason Mount, a Hakim Ziyech, and a Timo Werner. The reason they played a 2 is because if you looked at their midfield, they didn't have the legs or the creativity like we do to be able to do that. So, and Martinez, who was played as pretty much like a Timo Werner, for example, as a second striker, worked for Lukaku because they were the 2 main spearheads for that team. We are a completely different squad compared to Inter Milan for Lukaku, in terms of we offer versatility in different ways. Every player has his own ability and offers something different. So if you had this Hakim Ziyech on the pitch, he's going to look up and try and pick Lukaku out on the runs all the time and try and create. Mason Mount and a Kai Havertz are gonna link up with Lukaku and try and make runs off him. Timo Werner is going to do more of a Martinez role, which would be Lukaku picks the ball up and Werner runs into that space behind and he try and play him over the top. So I feel like we have so many different options that I don't really think it matters whether he plays on his own or if he plays with someone next to him, because I always think that when he has the ball, there will always be tons of people around him anyway, whoever it is, if it's a Havertz, Ziyech, Werner, and Mason Mount. The way we play when we attack, we always aim to try and get into the other opposition's box as quickly as possible. And that's not even just the front line, that's the midfield. Even the defence pushes up quickly as well. We move quickly, if that makes sense, when we haven't got the ball, even when we do have the ball. So I feel like it won't make too much of a difference, if that makes sense, how we play, 1 or 2.
Yep. And also... Sorry, 1 second. We're going to Boogeyman, then I'll come back to Sam. But also keep in mind what has been mentioned about a change of system, a possible change of system that Tuchel may be employing this season. We'll talk about that after we hear from Boogeyman and Sam. Boogeyman, go ahead, mate.
Sorry. So I was going through a comment that said I made a contradictory comment. I'm sorry if I come out loud, but I was answering 2 questions at the same time. That I was saying, if Lukaku does not score enough goal, 30 or 20 plus, we will not be winning the league. That's my first point. The second point is when you ask, do we play Lukaku as a lone striker or as one out of two or two up front and one backup or whatever? What kind of system? That's why I joined Jim. What Jim just said. It doesn't really matter. Lukaku has to stay around the penalty box. So Havertz, Mount, Ziyech, and Werner can run around them. Even Pulisic can run around him and take the places that he'll be created by just holding off all those defenders. So I'm kind of answering two questions, but at the end, I think the person thought I'm saying Lukaku doesn't need to score too many goals, but the fact that he's creating space will allow the other one to score more goals, so it can help us win the league. No, I'm still thinking Lukaku needs to reach the 20 and plus mark, and whatever space he will create may allow the team to score more goals also. But my point is he has to score 20-something goals because that's the only way for us to win the league. Because other teams are going to be scoring goals. Liverpool is going to score a lot of goals, so we need Lukaku to score a goal because we know Werner is not good in front of the goal. We know Pulisic has to miss 3 or 4 chances before he score one. We know Mount has to improve. Havertz has to improve. So who is going to score goals? It can only be Lukaku for me. So I just want to address that comment. Say I came out contradictory with my comment. That's all.
No, that's fine. That's fine. People, this is a debate. And even if people try to address one point or another point, keep in mind that there's a lot of points that need to be discussed and it needs to be addressed, and just have an open mind and try to understand where the panelist is coming from in regards to the point. Now, I know a lot of that didn't make any sense, but hopefully it does. Jim, you got to go, mate. Thank you for being here.
Yeah, no
do you
worries.
Want to have 2 minutes before you go? You want to have a closing?
Not too much. Yeah, I think everything I need to say about Lukaku, I've said in terms of what we heard today, and also in terms of how we should use him. But the one thing that he has to do now he's here is just score goals. That's what we've been paid £97.5 million for, So, I'm just really looking forward to seeing him play, really, and I hope he gets started against Arsenal. Got the sneaky feeling he might not start. He might come on like second half or something.
I think so. Yeah.
I
agree.
We'll have to see what happens, but I'll let you crack on with the stream and make sure you smash the like button, guys, and I'll talk to you in a bit.
Jim. Cheers, Jim. Thank you very much. Thanks for stopping by, mate. Appreciate you.
No worries.
Listen. Cheers. Thank you. Listen, guys, big shout out to Blue Clouds TV with a great donation. Thank you for the super chat. We love you too. And Lukaku, we trust. Yes, we trust in Lukaku. We're hoping that we'll get some big goals from Lukaku this season. Blue Clouds TV, always a pleasure to have you on. And thank you for supporting the Blue Lounge, always coming in with the donations. Big up to you, Blue Clouds. And if you do get a chance to come on, we'll be here for a little bit longer. So if you do get a chance to come on, please do. Sam, your thoughts, mate? You wanted to add something in regards to the striker system that we'll be using?
Yeah, so the main thing is, I think we need to remember that what we need in this team is somebody to score a lot of goals. I don't know, maybe even share it around, but we need somebody. Like, I look at Liverpool with Firmino in the middle, and I'm not comparing both players, but the system they had allowed the wingers to be more of the goal scorers and the person in the middle to actually interchange. So that's why I always go back to the success of the team and not the individual, like the striker. Is that what we need is somebody in the team to be 20 plus goals, and for other players to actually contribute like maybe 10 goals each. So hopefully Lukaku can just gel the thing, because when we played with Tammy, what was really scary with Tammy was that you could see the system didn't suit him a lot. Tammy could stay a whole 45 minutes with only touching the ball twice. And I really rate Tammy, but the system itself was not for him. So hopefully Lukaku can actually bring out and make the other players play better. And just to add on the whole Inter Milan, I Lautaro Martinez is not like a Timo Werner. Lautaro Martinez is actually a good footballer. Timo Werner, footballing wise, technically, is nowhere close to Lautaro. Timo Werner is basically just pace and he shoots the ball. So I think with Inter had a complete player in Lautaro Martinez who was fast, who could dribble, who could score, and who was technically gifted. If you watch this guy play, he's on another level too. He's like basically a combination of most of our wingers, like Hudson-Odoi and maybe a Pulisic that can actually do everything. So hopefully it's mainly about the team you play, and the system will change depending on who you play.
No, you make a good point there, Sam. I personally highly rate Lautaro Martinez. I made a couple of videos on him last season. I wanted to see him come at Chelsea, and apparently Chelsea were interested in Lautaro last season. I don't think Lautaro Martinez and Timo Werner are similar. I think they're similar only in the fact that they are second strikers. But in regards to the way they play, in regards to the style of play, I think they're very different. I agree with you. Lautaro Martinez is more of a technical player, while Timo Werner is more of a speedster. So there is a difference in the way they play, but in the role that they play is a similar one in regards to being a second striker. Tobago, welcome to the stream. How you doing, my man? Tobago,
I'm good,
can
and
you hear
myself.
us? Yeah, I'm good. I'm good.
Yes.
Tobago, I guess you saw the interview today. Lukaku interview.
Yes.
What's your thoughts
Yes.
on the interview, man? Tell me your thoughts.
You see, Lukaku is very excited to be at Chelsea, and then the good thing about this deal is because Lukaku really wanted to come to Chelsea, so he came here to prove a point to the Premier League that he's a better player now, but he won't say it as such. And also, our system suits him a lot because at Belgium, he said he built the system, and also at Inter Milan. I think that's the reason why Thomas Tuchel wanted him, because he can fit into his system.
Okay, thank you. No, I think he does. And I think the fact that he's played a very similar system under Conte, he will adapt quite easily to the Tuchel system, and I think that was possibly a big factor in bringing him over to Chelsea. Tobago, thank you very much for your point of view. I wanna see if Bobby's back. Bobby, are you back yet? Bobby? No, I think we've lost Bobby. I think we've lost him.
Yeah,
I'm not
can
sure. I'm not sure if I should keep him or if I should. I'll leave him. He might come back. Before I go to Eric, listen, people, we're on 95 likes. Literally 5 likes away from hitting 100. You guys can do it. I know you can do it. Just 5 likes away. If you haven't hit the like button yet, just hit the like button. Let's get to 100. It would mean a ton to me. Eric, my man, let's hear it. What you got to say?
Yeah, I just wanted to add to what Sam said about
Yep.
Lukaku.
Yep.
Yeah, I think he might get some assists. He may do that. He may create space for other players to score goals, but he needs to be the focus. He needs to be the guy that the team is creating chances for, because he's the most reliable goal scorer. He will get the goals more than anybody else. So the team definitely needs to focus on him. When they create chances, the plan needs to be they create chances for him to finish off. So that's what I believe we will see.
I agree. I need 4 more likes. Come on, guys. Don't do this to me. Give me 4 likes. Carry on. Go on.
Yeah. Just to add on Eric's stuff, and I totally agree with that. But it's just whenever I hear Tuchel talk about this Lukaku signing, it's almost like he felt last season there was too much. There was nobody in the middle to take pressure off the Werners or the Havertz or Mason Mount, because whenever he talks about him, he's like he wants Lukaku to take pressure off them. And he said that multiple of time when he was asked about Lukaku. And I feel that that's why he wanted a striker with Lukaku's profile, someone who people know is a lethal goal scorer, but also someone who will draw the players out, who will create space for Werner, who will create space for Mason Mount. Because the fact is that these players, I always say, they need to step up. Their stats, all of them, was poor last season. If you want to win the Premier League, our wide players have to really step up. The goals have to be a little bit.
Sam, I want to interrupt you for 1 second, Sam. You see, saying their stats were poor, I agree, the stats were poor, but there was a reason for the stats being poor. And that reason has been fixed with Lukaku coming in. The reason why the stats were poor is because they weren't having a lot of assists. Okay, players like Ziyech, players like Havertz, Werner, these players, they get their share of assists. Because they didn't have that, their passing wasn't being converted into chances that were scored. We saw their stats take a dip. But I think Lukaku coming in is going to change that. And I think that is what we're talking about in regards to relieving the pressure, which you're right to suggest that he's going to do that.
He's also talking about the goals. Yeah.
And that is it. The goals will be addressed with Lukaku, but the stats, I think, they will also be a lot better this season for those players. The thing is that I want to ask Sam and also Eric and the rest of the boys. Do you think he's going to hit the ground running? And if not, how will the fans react if he was to say have maybe 2 games without scoring a goal? How would the fans take to that? Would the fans give him time or not? And I know it's hard for us to say what is going to happen, but I want to get your gut feeling. And because I interrupted Sam, I'll let Sam answer that question first.
Yeah, so for me, I always put the team ahead. So if the scenario is that he's not playing well and we're losing games, for sure people will come at him. But if he's not playing well and we're winning games, if he's personally having, because I bring up that Harry Kane stuff, and it's a big stuff. This guy has been putting double. He had the most assists and the most goals last season, and his team didn't finish in the top 5. Like, if you deep that, you will see that all those personal accolades mean nothing. They really don't mean that much. It's about the team. So if the team are winning games, are actually on that top, pushing City, I personally don't care about if... Let me say it like this even. If right now the team plays so well that Lukaku can't get in the team, I personally wouldn't care if we win the league, because for me that's the goal. So it's not about one player. Maybe he pushes another person. Maybe Havertz scores every game. Maybe he pushes another person to actually find a new level to their game. So for me, it's about the team, and I personally wouldn't care. If we're losing games and he's the one missing the chances, for sure, we're human. Everyone will come at him. I think he would come at himself too and wonder why he's not converting chances. So, yeah, that's my take about it. And, but I got to leave now, so thanks for having me in the stream, guys. Really appreciate it.
Sam, 1 second. Are you on Twitter, Sam? Do you have a Twitter?
Yeah, I'm on Twitter. Yeah.
Are you following me or are you not following me yet?
I actually clicked I even wanted to tell you the stuff on your YouTube channel. You need to change the link, because I clicked the Twitter link and it wasn't.
Yeah.
I wanted to follow you. Yeah, on your YouTube channel. The Twitter stuff. You need to change the link because it's not working.
It's not working. I'll check it.
I wanted to follow you on Twitter.
Yeah, no, Sam. I want to add you to the panel, because today I really enjoyed the conversation that we had. I think you have some very good knowledgeable points that you're making, and I'd like to see you regularly on my channel. So if you go on Twitter and just search for at the Blue Lounge, you'll find me, and send me a message. Tag me, and I will add you, because I think you make some very, very good points, and
I agree. Well spoken people.
Yeah. I want to see you in future streams, Sam. So
thanks, guys.
Thanks for taking part. Appreciate you, mate.
Thanks for having me.
Cheers, Sam. Take care, brother. See you later. Yeah. Cheers, Sam. Bye bye.
Yeah. I actually know Sam from another stream. we've had conversations, and he's good. He's a very good Chelsea. He has good opinions, and he's
knowledgeable.
He's a knowledgeable Chelsea supporter. So
He's not Lukaku fanatics, like Rick.
Wow. Okay. We'll just move on from that one. What was I going to say? You made me forget what I was going to say.
Listen, the Blue Lounge is a Lukaku fanatic channel, man. So I don't know.
Respect, man. My bad.
Listen, Boogeyman, your biggest fan.
Hey, brother, what are you? Yo, come over, man. What's going on?
Yeah,
I haven't seen him on their channel for so long. What's going on?
No, he's busy. He's busy.
Oh, okay, good.
Busy. He'll be back. Julius, we're waiting for you, man. We're keeping your seat warm. He'll be back.
Yeah, I like Julius' position is always sharp, and I like that also. You need to bring it that back also.
Yeah. Julius will come back. He'll come back. Go on, Eric.
I was just going to disagree with what Sam was saying, just a little bit. I agree and I disagree at the same time. I think if we're winning games and Lukaku isn't playing well, you will not. Don't be surprised if people are still disappointed. People are still discontent because we can't afford. Lukaku playing well has to coincide with us winning games. Both things have to happen at the same time, and that's different from him not scoring. You can play well without scoring. I know he's a striker, and that's the main thing. If you don't play well, if you don't score as a striker, everybody just says, "Oh, you didn't play well." But the kind of profile of striker he is, I think he can play well without scoring. If he doesn't score in a match and maybe he gets 2 or 3 assists, obviously he's played well and he's done his part. So I think if he doesn't score every single match, as long as he's contributing to the team and maybe getting assists, maybe occupying defenders, creating space, I think people will be very content with that. And I also think that he will definitely hit the ground running. I'm expecting him to start scoring. I don't see any reason why we need to wait too long to see him performing. So that's what I'm expecting. Maybe he won't score every single game, but he will contribute most of them.
15 goals in his first season. Is that acceptable?
I'm saying 20. I think 20 goals is acceptable. 15, it's not good enough because Tammy got 15. So I think Lukaku is an upgrade on
15 goals and we win the Premier League.
Well, if he gets 15 goals and someone else has to maybe there'll be 10 goals from 3 other people.
Timo Werner.
Exactly. Yeah. So that's some context.
Rigbula, are you done? Can I jump in quick?
Yeah, I'm done.
Yeah.
15 goals in the Premier League, I'll be content. I will not have a problem. My key is this: Premier League is one of the most complex league in Europe, where a team at the bottom can beat you, a team in the middle can beat you, or can tie a game, and all those things. Those are the cases where we're going to ask Lukaku, what exactly are you doing? It's not about is Lukaku scoring each game, or we know there's going to be those games where Chelsea is going to tie 1-1 or 0-0, and Lukaku will be playing 90 minutes without scoring. That's where a Chelsea fan will get frustrated because we just pay £98 million for the player that cannot score against West Brom. So we got problem with that, especially that if he misses 2 or 3 chances. So we don't like that because he come in really expensive. But again, what I'm expecting from Lukaku is to allow all the talented kids that we have around them to reach that next level. If those kids reach that next level and Lukaku only score 15 goals, we win the Premier League, guess what? We will have Havertz doing magical stuff. We'll have Mount doing magical stuff. Ziyech crossing the ball making some weird trajectory, and we'll be like, whoa, is that even possible? And Lukaku had the ball in. We will be really excited if Lukaku managed to do that. But at the end of the day, we know those games are going to come where Lukaku will not score and we'll tie those games, or we will even get defeated. Those games, even if we are on top of the league, I will be criticizing Lukaku for it because he came in really expensive and he's supposed to be the one scoring goals at that point. You know what I mean? So I don't think right now, I know Lukaku will score goal, and hopefully against Arsenal in the derbies like Arsenal, Tottenham, and even if we play Manchester City, especially Liverpool with Van Dijk at the back there, and even Tottenham with Eric Dyer, those big defenders, I would love Lukaku to bully them, push them on the ground. I'll be just happy to see that happen. Because those people have bullied our front three so many times. It's not just because they're not talented. It's just because they're way too physical. I think that's what Tuchel want them to take pressure off those talented kids so they can express themselves better. So I'm not worried about who's going to criticize Lukaku. I will have a chance to criticize Lukaku because no games are coming that he will not be able to score. But I just want Lukaku to bully the defender for me. Bully them and allow the Kai Havertz and Pulisic, those lightweight, talented kids we have around, so they can express themselves properly. If you do that, I'll be happy. But if you score 15 goals, I'll criticize you no matter what. But if you win the league, I'll be happy.
All right. I'm going to give you a twist. But before I give you the twist, I want to say big up to Blue Eyes and welcome to the stream, my man. Blue Eyes, can you hear us? Hello? Blue Eyes? Blue Eyes, your audio isn't working, man. We can't hear you. All right, Blue Eyes, fix your mic and then we'll talk. I want to give you a twist, guys. The twist is as follows. Does Lukaku coming in not only provide us with a clinical finisher, but also can influence and can help improve Timo Werner's finishing and the rest of the team's finishing? Because Lukaku is a goal scorer, is a clinical finisher. And having him with these guys, them guys training with him, week in, week out, watching him, do you think that's going to have a positive impact on Timo Werner's finishing, Havertz finishing, Ziyech, Mount, Pulisic, especially Werner? What do you guys think?
Yes, I think so. Because the reason Timo Werner was a very, very good player at Leipzig, playing along with Paulsen. So Paulsen was the focal point for Leipzig, and Timo Werner just finished the last touch off. So I think Timo Werner, if he works on his first touch and then making the right runs, he will score many goals for us.
And you think Lukaku will be able to help him to develop that, right?
Yes, I think so. Because Timo Werner is still 25 years, right? So he need to learn. Just need to be patient. Also, don't make rash decisions, because you see on the last game, he was making runs, but he's still lacks something. I don't know what is that something.
Yeah, I think Timo Werner needs to have someone to relieve that pressure off him, and I think Lukaku will be that player. Listen, people, we've hit 100 likes. We've hit it. It's 106 likes right now. So thank you for everyone who's liked the stream. If we can get it to 150, I know I'm pushing my luck a little bit, but let me see if you guys can do it for me. If you guys can do it for me, I'd really appreciate it. Bobby, are you back yet, or are you still? He's back.
Yes,
Bobby's
I'm
back.
Yes.
Bobby, we got worried, man. I was about to send the ambulance to your house, man, to check up on you. We were getting worried.
No,
What happened,
I
man? You good?
apologize. I stepped away for a brief while.
Very brief while. Listen, Bobby.
I also worry though. I'm not always your enemy. I did also worry a little.
He's your colleague, man. We're colleagues. Bobby, the question that I'm posing right now, and I want to hear your thoughts as well as Boogeyman and Eric as well. Does Lukaku coming to Chelsea strengthen the attack? Not only the fact that he is going to be converting a lot more chances, but he will also be able to help and develop the finishing of the other players in the team, such as Werner, Havertz, and the rest of the lads. Do you see that happening?
You know, I've heard a lot in terms of what, Lukaku's going to do, what he's not going to do, what he might do. Right now, I don't know what to expect. I really don't. I can only hope and as a fan, embrace the best. I think we need to see a couple of games before we can objectively assess how much he's going to help the team and how many goals he's going to score for him, himself. I think for all intents and purposes, looking at him, his physicality, his goal scoring prowess, certainly in Italy, and what he said that Antonio Conte has helped improve him as an all-round striker, then certainly he will help the others around him. He's there for that. You can see that in his interview. He wants to be that man. He wants to be that guy that leads, that develops those around him. The desire is there. Let's hope the execution is there. But based on everything that we've heard so far, it looks that way. Will Timo improve with him? He has to. He simply has to. Yeah.
All right. Well, yeah, it's a given. I mean, if we want to win the Premier League, then a conversion has got to be taking place. Boogeyman.
Yeah, I understand Bobby's cautious approach of Lukaku, but I still think Lukaku, and Bobby also said that in the last statement when he said, just by seeing Lukaku physicality, you know for sure that that will at least allow Werner to have some space. Because the problem with Werner most of the time, his last touches or the last control were never perfect because he's always put under physical pressure. Like the defenders are always kind of push him off his balance a little, and he always end up not control the ball properly or hit it. But that's the Premier League. He has a first season, and we hope this season he will find a way to escape those physical pressure. But I think the fact that Lukaku is not a small striker, he is a big physical presence. It will always attract other defender. Like he will drag a few defender to him, would allow, whether you talk about Werner, Mount, whether you talk about Ziyech or Pulisic, they will have a little bit more space. As long as Lukaku stay around the box, those talented kids will have a little more space to take shot from distance, to even trying to penetrate that box. And also, I think all around, Werner will improve a lot, and I'm pretty sure his goal scoring will also improve. I'm looking for Pulisic to improve also a lot because he always wants to dribble and he has the talent, but physically he's not there yet. So I think Lukaku physical presence will help him a lot also. So for me, is a yeah, they will all improve, and I think really they will probably reach the second that level we all expect them to reach, like that top level. Those our front line like Ziyech, Werner, Mount, and Kai Havertz. I think they all, even Hudson-Odoi, if we take him away from the wing back position and put him as a winger, he will also improve a lot. I think so.
I concur. I think playing with someone and training with someone has got to have an impact on you. Before I go to Eric, let me try to see if Blue Ice is working now. Blue Ice, is your mic working? Blue Ice, can we hear you? Hello? Blue Ice? You're on mute, Blue Ice. You're on mute. Yeah, no, I think Blue Ice has got mic issues today. Eric, will he improve the strikers in the team, the attackers in the team?
I expect him to. I expect Werner to watch him closely, and I expect Werner to learn from him. You know how to. Maybe obviously he won't learn how to be more physical and things like that. He won't be able to do that. But in terms of decision making in the box, you know, in this league, he should hopefully learn how to, you know, maybe create space for yourself. You know, with good decision making, you can create space and time for yourself to be able to, you know, take a shot. And shot selection, you know, just different things in the box. Werner can really improve from that. You know, the movement that Lukaku would do would hopefully show him how you... Because the way I see it, I completely agree with what Boogeyman said, you know. Lukaku is not just going to relieve pressure because Werner will be under less pressure. He'll relieve pressure by literally occupying defenders so that Werner has more space and time, because a lot of the time Werner just he's very he's not composed. He's very rash with his decisions in the box, especially when he's trying to score. He doesn't make the right decisions. He just lashes at the ball. He's not composed. He just shot selection is wrong. Sometimes he doesn't even seem like he's ready to receive the ball. You know, scoffs at chances, things like that. So, yeah, I expect him to improve a lot. He has to, like Bobby said. And I think these are the little things that not only will he have more space and time, but, you know, in general, when he's
I think, sorry, Eric, to interrupt, but I think Timo Werner, he needs a bit of tweaking. You know, he's there, but he needs a couple of screws tightened a little bit, a couple of brackets put into place. You know, he needs just a little bit of a tweak to get him, you know, firing, because his positioning is all right, his movement is okay. It's just that final touch. Before we go on to the final topic, I'm going to try to see if Blue Ice is able to hear us again. Blue Ice, can you hear us, my man? Hello? Blue Ice? No, it's not happening.
Yes,
Blue
hello,
Ice.
can you hear me?
Yes, finally, Blue Ice, how are you?
Oh no!
we thought we had him. Damn it, man! Hey, Blue Ice, try one more time. Come on, you can try one more time. The final topic of the stream that I want to talk about is something that is interesting, because over the past couple of days, and today mainly, there's been talk about a possible change of system that Tuchel might employ. And do you guys read that could be a change of system, as in a change of formation, or as in a change of style of play? So I don't want to go into too much details in regards to it, but you know, to incorporate Lukaku, do we need to change the system? So give me your thoughts on that, and I'll start with Bobby.
Thanks. I like this one. I think a lot of fans have occupied themselves with Tuchel and his system. And Lukaku himself said that, look, this man is creative. I always maintain Tuchel doesn't have a system. He has systems that he uses in game.
Nice.
And
nice.
Lukaku will be used within those systems. Lukaku is just going to be a tool for him to execute different plans. So whatever he starts his team out with is meaningless. I've always maintained this. I'll continue to maintain it. People want him to start with a 4-3-3, 4 at the back, 3 at the back, 5 at the back. It means nothing. In game, Tuchel can go through all those things. And what he will do with Lukaku will be the same up front. He will have him at times as a lone attacker. He'll have him at times as a 2. and then he'll have him at times, sometimes drifting slightly out wide. That's what he will do with Lukaku. And also, we have to remember, we have a lot of games. Lukaku, please God, let him stay fit. He's not going to play all the games, even if he does stay fit. But that's it. I just think, for example, our next game, fortunately, this is the first time in a long time that we have the possibility of having a level platform of fitness of our players to face Arsenal. I think part of the reason they always manage to squeeze one past us is that they always faced a Chelsea team that was struggling with fitness or in game, had a lot of injuries. That's why they managed to do, to pull a number on us here and there. But with Lukaku, he's not just there to bully defenders, although that's what he will do when he has to. But he's there to do all sorts of things up front, and Tuchel will use him for that. So his new system will be part of several systems that he's going to play with Lukaku.
So you're not leaning towards the possibility of a formation change. It's more of a style of play, rather. Yeah.
I think the mystery of Tuchel and why he's so successful and why other teams or everybody finds it so difficult to assess him is the formation. He doesn't have the formation. Tuchel has formations, and he utilizes it. Often what he starts with, or what people think is his formation, is a smokescreen. In game, he does all sorts of things. I alluded to the fact that in the Super Cup, he used Christensen in the CDM role, although he brought him on to do that. But if you watch carefully in game, he often will take his middle of the back three and push him into the CDM role, depending on how the game flows. Often Tuchel plays with a back two, and then he switches to a back four, and then he switches to a back three. This is the fantastic thing about this man. So we're all busy thinking of, what system is he going to play? It's a very English thing that we do here. We're very robotic. It must be this, that, and the other. No, it doesn't have to be anything. It has to be what works. And that's the Tuchel mentality.
That's a really interesting take, Bobby. And, it's got me thinking. I got to say that. Nia Zion, welcome to the stream. How you doing, my man?
I'm not doing too bad. I'm on my way for some exercise. But yeah, I've been following the whole subject and the whole stream since beginning. So now,
brilliant.
Yeah.
Tell me what's your thoughts on this particular subject, because Bobby kind of outlined his understanding of it. Naturally, there's going to be different points of view on this. So, do you think Tuchel is going to change his system for Lukaku? Is Tuchel going to incorporate Lukaku into his system? Are you of the same school of thought as Bobby, where he doesn't have a system, but he rather has a number of systems? How do you see this in your point of view, Nee?
Thank you for the opportunity. And this time I'm going to put it. I agree with what Bobby just said, because I remember when before Tuchel came to Chelsea, the videos and articles and news and things that were being put out there, that I read some of it. There is a game that Tuchel used about 10 different tactical variations in one specific game. So he's not going to stick to one tactical rule or one kind of formation. The formation we can see on the board, on the paper that says 3-2-4-1 formation. But then in the case of the game, as the game is going on, he uses so many variations, move players here and there to make sure that something is working. So whatever he has to put in place, Lukaku has to adjust to that style and learn to it. As he also said himself, when he went to Inter Milan, there were things that he wasn't getting right. Where Antonio Conte sat him down and said, "Man, are you going to improve or not? If you're not going to get improved, I'm not going to play." So Lukaku is a smart guy. He will learn over time. We should give him just a couple games, and then he will come good. You don't have to put too much pressure on him to get goals and goals. We should put so much pressure on Timo Werner, who has been paid for that much of money, and then he's not scoring goals. He's not there to be running just channel. He's there to be scoring goals. I'm not going to come at Timo Werner right now. I'll give him to December. So yeah, I understand what Bobby said. It is right. Tuchel will not go with just one formation. He comes with lots of formations within 90 minutes and tactical operation within 90 minutes.
All right, fair comment. Listen, drive safely. We'll come back to you, Nee. Just drive safely, man. Don't go too fast. Yeah, we'll come back to you. Eric, what's your thoughts on this topic, mate? And Eric, you keep changing your pictures, man. What's going on? Pick what? Here we go. I like that. I like that one. I like that one.
I'm trying to make it look. I'm trying to make it look good. Yeah,
it looks good. Looks good.
Yeah. What was I going to say? I don't even know what were we talking about.
The system.
Yeah,
the system. Yeah.
Right. I don't expect us to play differently. I expect us to score more goals. The way we're playing is fine. So I don't think there's anything. We don't need to change the way we're playing, but we need to score more goals. So we did, like, when people consider how we played last season, you know, there were a lot of issues with even creating chances. You know, people would argue that we didn't really create the best chances at times. Sometimes we really struggle to create, but that opening match of the season was very good. I can probably count on one hand the number of times Chelsea scored over 2 goals last season. So the fact that we've already started the new season with 3 goals, that's very promising. So we don't really need to. We shouldn't expect a different style of play, but maybe he'll change. Like Bobby was saying, he'll change the formations in match. You know, switch things up. We have a very flexible manager, which is very nice. We have somebody who is not. He's not rigid. He isn't stuck to one style of play. He can change it and keep changing it. So I expect us to play a similar way. You know, moving the ball really fast from side to side, trying to, you know, drag people out of position. And then obviously, hopefully we will be decisive when it matters, like we were. Whether Lukaku plays or not, I expect 3 points and I expect a win. So Lukaku not playing won't be an excuse not to win that game. We just have to, if we play the way we played in the first match, I think we'll win. Honestly, I think maybe 3-4-0. If we play the way we played in the first game, and I expect us to keep improving. So that's the way I see it. Play similar, you know, a similar way. Whether it's 2 people up front, whether it's 1, doesn't matter. And we'll get the goals and we'll win.
Yeah. Listen, I just want to say something. There's a lot of people interested in the way Nee Zion is driving his car. Some people have likened it to him driving a helicopter. Listen, guys, Nee Zion, great YouTuber, great content creator, but his channel is still small and he's growing. In the chat, I have put a link to his channel. All right, so take a second, click on that link, go subscribe and come back. All right, go subscribe and come back, because trust me, you will not be disappointed. All right, it's a small channel, and you know, all channels have to start somewhere. All right, keep your hand on the steering wheel, man. Keep your hand on the steering wheel. Yeah, so all channels have to start somewhere. And his channel is literally just starting out. So show it some love. Click on that link. Go subscribe to him, and watch his content. You won't be disappointed. Trust me. Boogeyman, the system. Let me know. Nah, my pleasure.
I agree with what Bobby and Rick Blue said. The truth is, Lukaku, I don't think Tuchel is going to change our system for Lukaku. Lukaku will have to adapt to the system, because even in press conferences, Tuchel always says, I don't want to be disruptive to this young team that we have or the way they play. He will try to keep his approach. And by definition, his approach, I think if I'm not exaggerating, his approach means his systems. Like Bobby put it out there, his systems. Nobody knows exactly what it is, but we all know that everybody can play pretty much. He even said that in one press, I can't remember which one is it. He's like, I have an approach, and it doesn't matter which player I put in it. When I put a player in it, I still want my system or my approach to still be working on the field. If I put Hudson-Odoi as a wing back or move it to the left wing, I still want the way we play, and people still playing the way we play. I would still want people to understand my approach, and they play exactly the way I'm playing. When I think it was that time when he took Hudson-Odoi out after put it in for 10 minutes or something, and he was asking this question. He's like, I'm more faithful to a system, not to the player. So I think we're still going to see the same approach from Tuchel, where he will try to be faithful to his approach and not really to a player. So Lukaku, I think for some reason, if Tuchel, according to the report, bought Lukaku or asked for Lukaku, then he knows Lukaku will fit into his approach. So my answer will be that no, the system will not be changed. And Lukaku will adapt to it. If Lukaku cannot adapt to it, Lukaku will probably be given time to adapt to it in training. Then he'll be put on the field, because so far we know we cannot concede goal. Then Lukaku is there to score. But if Lukaku is disruptive to the system we have that prevented us to concede goal, then he'll probably be sitting on the bench for quite a while until he get used to it and understand it, and he'll play.
I get that. I get that. But do you think he will take time to adapt to the system? Because from this interview that we saw, he's already identified the different systems that Tuchel is employing. So, what do you think?
Yeah, I think he will take time to adapt to it. But don't forget also, if there's no frustration coming from the fact that he's not scoring, if there's no frustration for Lukaku anywhere, it will come automatically. The joy of playing with teammates and understanding them, that's exactly what the definition of the system is. If Mount can understand Lukaku runs, Lukaku can understand Mount positioning. That's all what we're asking for. So if Lukaku is scoring and helping Mount progress properly and all those things, we just say, okay, Lukaku is adapting. But let's say Lukaku is not scoring goal and we keep getting tight. We keep getting like game finish 0-0 and all those things. Then I think Lukaku will be sitting a little bit on the bench, because that's that means he's taking time to adapt. But I don't think it will happen at the end of the day. I think Lukaku is a finished product when it comes to scoring in the box. That's my view. I think he is a finished product. If he has half of what the chance of Havana has last season, I probably will put most of them away. So I don't think he will need time to adapt. I don't think so.
Bobby, go ahead.
Something.
Go ahead, Bobby. Go ahead.
I don't think Lukaku needs any time whatsoever to adapt to any system. What he will need a little time to do, and that's just perfectly normal, is to adapt to the players around him, because he's not played with them before as such. So he's got to slowly be given some time to get a feel for little finer things, because, the pace of the game is so fast that a lot of these players make passes, make moves, do things at a twinkle of an eye, and sometimes without even looking, because they have gotten used to the players around them. So that's what he's going to need. Fortunately, they have training tomorrow. He's joining them, and he'll have a few days to train with them in the build-up to the Arsenal game. But that's where I think he'll need to settle in, playing with those around him, them knowing him and him knowing them. It's natural.
Yeah. I agree. I think the players will probably be a bigger factor than any system because systems, you can study them, you can understand them, but to implement them, you have to have that chemistry with the players. So I totally agree with you, Bobby. I just want to say something before I go to Bogo. Elijah is always the first man in my streams. 99% of the time. A couple of times he gets beaten, but 99% of the time he's the first man in my streams and he's the last man to leave my streams. So big up to Elijah, and I appreciate your support, my man. Thank you, Elijah. Tobogo, what's your thoughts on the system situation, man?
Honestly, I don't think we need to change the system because this system is working perfectly for us. So just remember, for instance,
sorry. It's working perfectly for us now, but would the addition of Lukaku mean we have to change? That's the question. I agree with you. The system is working fine right now, but with Lukaku coming in, would we have to change or not?
I think, to be honest, I don't think we should change it.
Okay.
Because
so you think go on, yeah.
Because as he said at his interview at Inter Milan, the same. He was playing the same system. Also in Belgium, he is playing the same system. So why should we change for Lukaku while he knows this system? So changing it, it won't help for us because first then we play against, I think it was Barnsley or what, in the FA Cup game. We played further back, and that team made so many trouble for our defenders. So
Leicester City.
No, not Leicester City.
Leicester City.
It was
who? Can you remember which game you're talking
Barnsley.
about?
FA Cup. You remember that game?
Which one?
Last season, we played FA Cup. It's Tuchel's first game. You remember that game?
No, I'm not sure which game you're talking about.
Was it the game before last? At what level did we play? Let me just check the FA Cup games that we had last year. Keep going. I'll just check it.
Yeah, go on. Carry on, Tobago.
Yes, we changed the system and then it didn't work for him, and then he went back to back three. Then we started to dominate the game because those players they already know the method of playing three at the back. So if they change further back, it's gonna be a lot of time to adapt to that. So normally at three at the back, everyone knows his positions, and then you can play very well. So I don't think we should change the system because it's fine for now. And then maybe we can change it playing like against Norwich City, those small teams, and then try to tweak something. But for now, I don't think we should change it.
Yeah, I think I know what you're trying to say. Depending on the opposition, if they play with a low block or high block, we will need to adjust. Go on, Zion. You want to say something?
Yeah, I want to say this real quick. I'll hit the gym right now. I'm about to get off, and then.
All right, Nee. All right, listen, Nee. You've entertained everybody with your driving skills. Everyone in the chat says thank you to Nee Zion for your driving entertainment. People, hit the like on his channel. Sorry, hit the subscribe on his channel, and show your support to Nee Zion. Have a great day, Nee, and we'll talk to you later, man. Take care.
Thank you all. Thank you. I love you.
Cheers,
all.
Nee.
Bye.
Love you too, brother. Take care, brother.
Cheers.
Boogeyman, did you find the game list for the FA Cup?
I have. Do we play Manchester City? Do we win Manchester? We won against Manchester City 2-1.
Yes.
And Liverpool 2-2. Then penalty, and then we play against Everton. I think here I see. Oh, we played.
Barnsley, we played them in the Carabao Cup. Barnsley, I believe.
Yeah, I think Carabao Cup. No, because I don't see Barnsley here.
Yeah.
It was both. It was both.
Was it?
Yeah, it was.
Okay.
Oh, Barnsley?
Yeah, we beat Barnsley 1-0 with Tuchel.
Yes.
Yeah.
In Carabao Cup.
In the FA Cup.
Let me check it again. FA Cup.
In the FA Cup, we beat them 1-0. That was a long time. It seems like over a year ago. Yeah. We were very bad in that match. Very bad. But
okay, then I want to check. I want to check it.
Tammy scored the winner, and he had a goal line clearance as well. Yeah.
No, I see the point Tobago's trying to make. Is we have to have a different system. No, Luton was with Lampard. Luton was with Lampard, I believe. We played Luton. That was Lampard's last game, I think it was, Luton. Yeah. So in regards to the opposition, if we're playing against weaker opposition, they're going to be sitting back and they're going to be defending more. If we're playing against stronger opposition, it'll be a more balanced game, and naturally we'll have to have a different system depending on who you're playing. So I agree with you. Systems are employed, and like Bobby correctly said, Tuchel doesn't have a system. He has systems, and I think it's about which one will be utilized for which match. And by the looks of Lukaku in the interview, he's already seen that. He's already identified that in the way that he was speaking. Listen, lads, it's been a fantastic stream. I did not think I'll be streaming for 2 hours, but we have been 2 hours and 10 minutes. So I'm going to give you literally all a minute, not two, a minute for a closing statement. Your impression in respect to the Lukaku interview, and then we'll end the stream. I'll start with Eric Blue.
Yeah. Like I said, when I first joined, nothing too he said everything that you would expect him to say. He came across as very honest, very genuine. It's very obvious that he cares about the club. That's huge for fans, to see that a player wants to be there, wants to do well. And I always believe that if you have a special affiliation with the club, it brings more out of you. You perform, you give 110%, instead of just 100. So I think he will do everything he can to succeed. I think Tuchel is happy with the signing, so I trust Tuchel. I think he will get the best out of Lukaku. I think he will do well. I hope to see him against Arsenal. I don't know if he will start, but hopefully he comes off the bench at least. And we should win, irrespective of that. Maybe 2-0. Yeah. And I just want to watch the next match now. I'm just looking forward to. I also saw something that Chelsea played.
Eric, I'm going to interrupt you, man. I'm going to interrupt you because I said 1 minute. You'd be speaking for 2 minutes.
I'm sorry.
Eric. I got to banter this. Arsenal lost. Arsenal play us next. They're going to lose. They got Man City after that. And Arteta is in trouble, man.
Well, hopefully.
I listen. You know what? I don't care, but I'm gonna put it out there. Chelsea are gonna beat Arsenal, because if we don't beat Arsenal right now, because if you would have, because they're in the mud, and if you would have covered them with the mud, you got to beat them. Is it Saturday we're playing them? Saturday. We got to beat them on Saturday. And I've got a lot of content planned for the Arsenal match. So guys, stay tuned to the Blue Lounge, because I'm trying to get a couple of Arsenal fans. I'm actually asking for a couple of Arsenal fans to come on. One kind of confirmed, semi-confirmed, so we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, we're not aggressive. We'll be really respectful.
We'll be respectful. We'll be polite. But Arsenal fans have a tendency to push it.
You cannot guarantee anything at this point.
You know what I mean? So no. But this guy who I'm bringing on, hopefully, he's a very good guy, very mature, intelligent Arsenal fan. It's rare to find, but I found one. So hopefully we'll have a good banter with him. Eric Blue, thank you for your support. Thank you for being here from the beginning. I always appreciate your presence on my panel and on my streams. Boogeyman, Final thoughts.
Yeah, let me put it in 1 minute fast. Thanks for having me tonight, and thanks for Bobby for showing up today also. And Eric Blue, thanks, and also Tobago, I think from South Africa, right? And also Matt, I think his name is Matt, right? Matt was here also, and Jim on all those.
Sam was here.
Sam. It was Sam.
Sam. Yeah.
So what I every time I'm thinking about being negative, all I do is compare myself to Arsenal fan, because I have a lot of Arsenal fan here, and I have a few Liverpool and also Tottenham fan, and they are really, really pissed off. They're not happy with the transfer window. They're not happy with the board and everything. So me as a Chelsea fan, I'm excited. Like, what not to be excited about? Lukaku, yeah, I'm happy to have him. And the only fact that he will bully defenders satisfies me a lot. But again, I'm expecting Lukaku to score a lot of goals for us, and I'm pretty sure he will do it. So, guess what? I'm happy. I'm happy. Let's just put it that way. I'm really happy of our Chelsea, our transfer window. Just looking forward to Arsenal, and but we need to pay attention to that team, because every time we're so overconfident, Arsenal managed to pull one on us, and that's the reason why I didn't like Frank Lampard, because last time we were so confident and we went to Arsenal. I think Arsenal beat us 3-0 or 2-0 or something. I was so mad, and I screamed as Lampard out that night. I remember that. I don't even want him anymore, because I think he's not even a coach. But I mean, it was just kind of frustration that night. But we need to pay attention to the Arsenal team, because every time they are down, Chelsea manage to lift them up for some reason.
Yeah, you know what, and that's the crazy thing, is we are always helping them out. I don't know why. It's like, they're in the mud. They come to play against us, and playing Barcelona.
We turn them to Barcelona or something.
Yeah. So hopefully that won't happen this season. Hopefully. Tobago, his battery died. So Tobago, thanks for being on the stream. Really appreciate your feedback and your perspective. So hopefully we'll see you in future streams. Thank you for being here. Bobby, it's your job to sign us out. So your final thoughts on the Lukaku interview and moving ahead to our game on Sunday. I apologize. I said Saturday. We're playing on Sunday. Thank you for letting me. Thank you for correcting me in the chat. Actually, before Bobby gives me his final thoughts, I want to check how many likes we've had on the stream. 123 likes. Thank you. Thank you for the 123 likes. If you can push it to 150 before we sign out, that would be amazing. If not, I appreciate every single one of you who has liked the stream, and even the 3 who have disliked it. Thank you for interacting with my stream. Bobby, final thoughts, mate.
Yeah, the Lukaku interview, yes, it was all that was expected, and he strung the right notes, as expected. Look, this Arsenal game, I'm not focused on Arsenal, to be honest. It's been one game. I don't know, what to make of it. I don't think they're down in the mud. I just think they made a mistake in their first game. The issue is about us now.
Bobby, just to interrupt for 1 second. I think the fact that they were missing their key strikers for injury, I think it played a part. Like Lacazette and Mabian. So they were a weakened team. Yeah.
Of course, I don't use that game against Brentford as any yardstick to measure Arsenal at all. I just think they had a blip, and I feel that this season we are stronger than them, but we've been stronger than them for a while. But every time we've played them, people think we've been overconfident, or they're this sort of boogie team. I'm not into superstitions either. I just think we were not fit when we played them, and they were fit. They met us at times in the season where we had many, many games, more than they did, and it affected our play. This time it's a level playing field. They have a week to prepare. We have a week to prepare. They have their squad to bring forward, although they still have some issues. for a change, I have to add. And it seems this time we don't have as many issues. So, you see, you have to earn your victories in the Premier League. And what we do on the day when we play is what matters. My focus is still on us, how we prepare, the players' availability, the introduction of Lukaku, who I don't know who spoke before, was it Eric Blue or Boogeyman? I can't remember now, who said that Lukaku may not play all 90 minutes. I believe that. I believe he might come off the bench or he might start and be substituted a bit early just to feel him in. Will we win? I don't do these predictions, 2-0, 3-0. People say that. They're never right. And I just don't know. It's a bit of a waste of time to me. But will we win? Possibly. I think we can win. I think we should win. And, we have to be mildly confident for the season because we've got reason to be confident with the squad we have at the moment. I hope the Lukaku purchase works. If it does, there'll be no stopping us.
Yeah. I just got to say something. You went over the 1 minute I gave you, mate. I'm kidding.
Sorry, you know me. Once I start,
I know.
I can't stop.
Yeah. No, because I had to go at Eric for speaking for 1 minute and a half. So I thought, I got to be fair to everyone. But no, lads, thank you so much. Thank you so much for your information, your feedback, your thoughts, your ideas, your points of view, and your comments. Every one of you in the chat and also on the panel. What a fantastic stream. 128 likes. Big up to the 128 of you who hit that like button. Listen, people, I may be streaming tomorrow, may not be streaming tomorrow. I'll have to see, depending on what's happening in the news. But I will be doing my best to give you regular content on a daily basis, as we have been doing for the past year and a half, nearly. So thank you all for being here. Big up to Eric, Boogeyman, Bobby, and everybody.
Can I ask you one small question, quick?
Ask away.
Just a yes or no question from Bobby and Eric Blue. I'm just wondering, Tammy Abraham chosen playing for Jose Mourinho, is that a good career choices? Because Jose Mourinho's system of playing, where he has a striker to defend, everybody has to defend. I'm not sure. I'm just wondering. I don't know. Did you have a stream about Tammy already?
I did, yesterday.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, okay. I want Bobby and Eric Blue. What do you think about it?
Go ahead. We can spend a couple of minutes on Tammy, no problem.
Yeah, personally, I wanted him to go to Atalanta. I thought having Champions League football would be a good exposure for him. And Atlanta are a very good side. They play exciting stuff. Mourinho factor, you're right. There's something dull. Mourinho kills players. I don't think he really creates players. I'll never forget what he did to Mikel. Mikel was an adventurous, forward-thinking player. As a young boy, he stifled him, such that Mikel, yes, he was an excellent CDM, but Mikel was more than a CDM. Mourinho killed his game going forward. He tried it with Hazard, certainly nearly got him basically crippled on the field because he kept getting kicked all over the place. So I'm not sure Mourinho is good for player development. But it is what it is. And the Italian league, for all it's worth, will be a good experience for Tammy. But I don't see him being in Roma for a long time. I think he's going to move on from Roma.
Interesting.
Fair comment, Bobby. Fair comment. Yeah, go on,
I
Eric.
would agree. I completely agree with what he said. The obvious answer is no. I don't think Mourinho will get the best out of Tammy. I don't think Mourinho is the best manager for Tammy. I feel like he might, stunt his growth. He might make him feel less confident, and that's obviously a problem. But hopefully it works out. Hopefully it goes well. But personally, I would have preferred, like Bobby said, I would have preferred him to go to Atalanta, maybe go to the German league, where he can express himself more. But I think being in Serie A, he will definitely improve as a player. So hopefully it goes well for him.
Yeah.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, no. The Tammy Abraham stream was a pretty good one. I missed you guys. Eric was there, but no Bobby and no Boogeyman. So,
Sorry, man.
because it was late. It was late. I literally streamed. I think 12 a.m. my time. So it was a late stream. But yeah, I personally believe.
Sleep for that one.
Yeah,
Kid here start going to school, so it's crazy.
Not only that, but I mean, this is off topic, but I might as well address it. I don't like streaming when match of the day is on. I'll be honest with you, because match of the day for me, it's yes, it's only a highlight program, and I see most of the games live. I mean, unless they're playing at the same time, I always try to watch a game. The thing is this: I've always watched that program since I was a little kid, so it's like it's a tradition. Match of the day is on, you have to be watching that program, and it clashes with my streams on a Saturday and a Sunday. So. That's why I will always stream straight after our match if it's on a Saturday or a Sunday. So moving forward, don't expect a stream on a match day in the evening. You will always get it literally 10, 15, maybe half an hour after the match, because I think it's better to discuss the match on a reaction basis while it's still fresh in your mind, and you're still feeling the joy or the sadness of the result on the stream. So people in the chat, just keep in mind, whenever Chelsea is playing, you will see my stream literally after that game. Maximum it'll be an hour after the game. Hopefully I'll try to do it within half an hour after the game. So moving forward for this season, whenever Chelsea are playing Champions League, FA Cup, Carling Cup, whatever cup we're playing in, or league we're playing in, we're going to be streaming straight after the match, hopefully. Anyway, lads, it's 12:25 a.m. here in the UK. Time for people to go to sleep. Have a good one, lads. Take care of yourselves, and peace out.
Up the Chelsea.
Up the Chelsea.
Good night.
Yeah, cheers.